Hello and welcome back to more of The Room 2, where in the last episode we completed the third chapter of the game, and today we'll be completing the fourth chapter of the game. Starting off with zooming in on the table and then zooming in on the letter, and we can give it a read if you want. Miss Margaret Cox, I am writing to you for the final time before I begin the proceedings I have brought to your attention. Since my brother's disappearance, you have attached yourself to my mother like a leech. For her sake, I would prefer this to be quiet, but you are a charlatan and a fraud, and I will expose you as such if I must. Leave her be, or else the paper has offered me a full page. Robert Bailey. Anyway, pick out the viewfinder we're going to find on the table, and then zoom all the way out, then pan the camera to the left-hand side. We're going to find a camera right here. We're going to put the viewfinder on the back side of the camera. And then we're going to take the small button handle out. That's going to be revealed after we do so. Put the small button handle right here, and then rotate it clockwise to fully extend the camera. Then go back around to the backhand side and rotate the outer dial of the viewfinder clockwise until this little line matches up with this little line. And then once you do that, you'll see it'll be perfectly in focus. Well, that was certainly interesting. Anyway, now what we're going to do is zoom in on this lamp right here and then rotate this little dial to the right until we can see this green button we can click. And then we're going to get our hands on a small key. Now we're going to put the small key in the hole right here. Before we do that, we're going to have to actually arrange the key by clicking on it in our inventory over here on the left. And then rotating this end piece to line it up with the other so that it is fully extended and so that it is in line with the key handle like so. Then put it into the hole and rotate it around. Now, there's a little bit of a code we have to find here. We have to extend all the drawers out a certain length. Do we do it 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? And to what length for all of these? Well, the clues are hidden all around the table. You're going to find clue number 1 at the top of this book right here. Here's number 2. We're going to find clue number 2 down here. We put on the eyepiece, and then we drag this out to the left. We're going to find number 4. Also, I believe you have to use 2 fingers on all devices in order to slide this because there's 2 fingerprints right here. But on PC, you just have to click and drag. Then your final clue is going to be right here next to the letter, number 5. And with that in mind, we now know that we can expand all these out, to the bottom one to 5, the middle one to 4, and the top one to 2. And doing so will crack the code. We're going to be given a light bulb, and this light bulb is going to be important very soon, but not quite yet. Now what we want to do is we're going to need to use the key one more time on this little door right here. But before we do that, we want to arrange it so that it matches this perfectly. So what we want to do is extend the short piece out to the right-hand side, make sure the longest piece is facing downward, and the remaining piece can stick out to the left-hand side, and that will perfectly fit in the keyhole, and then we can give it a turn. Alright, now we got a little bit of a ball puzzle to solve. So the goal is to get the ball from up here down here. Now, that seems simple enough, but it's a bit more complicated than it may seem. So first things first, we're going to drag the ball along this line as far as it can go out here. And then we're going to rotate this middle piece until we find a line which the ball can continue on. That would be this one right here. It'll fall down naturally because, you know, gravity. And then we'll leave it right over here. And then rotate this one around until we find one that it can latch onto, like so. Bring it around like so. Rotate the bottom part, and then drag it down once again. Bring it all the way to the end right here. Rotate this upper part until it lines up like so. Stop it right here. Then rotate this top piece to this piece right here to the left. Bring it all the way to the end. Rotate this one to the left once more. Let it drop all the way down and then into the hole right here. And then for our reward, we are going to be given the Stars Tarot card. Very interesting indeed. Now then, we're actually going to be able to use the light bulbs. Let's head back over to the camera, put the light bulb in its place right up here. Then we're going to go around to the back. No, don't zoom out. Just go around to the backhand side of this thing and then push the big old button right here. Drag this all the way out to see that the camera took a photo, despite there being nobody around the table. Creepy indeed. Now, to see what what mysteries this photo is hiding, let's put on our eyepiece. And would you look at that? A mysterious box in the middle of the table. We will get to mess around with this soon, I promise, but for now, we are going to head back over to the desk on this side, and notice the word infinity is written right here. Remember that for later, but for now what we're going to want to do is pay attention to this keyhole we're going to find on the left side of the desk, and we're going to rearrange this key to look like that. So how do we do that? Well, first things first, we got to extend the longest side to tilt down and to the left, extend this bit with a little thing sticking out to go down, and then the smallest, the shortest one can just stick out to the right hand side. Once you do that, you can put it into the keyhole and then give it a good old turn. And now we have a little mini puzzle to solve. You want to drag this square right and then up, right and then up and then right. Then drag these two pieces upward, these two to the left, this one down, that's one latch taken off. Drag this piece up, this one left, down, right, up, and then you're going to be able to get your hands on the metal symbol because you've taken off these two pieces to free it from their grasp. Now, where we're going to put this, we're going to put it right here next to the other one. So put it right there. And we're going to be given a long metal lever. Where is this going to go, you may ask? Well, it's going to go on the typewriter right here, which is missing the long metal lever. So let's put it right in here. Now, remember when I said to remember that clue, infinity for later? Well, that later is now. So you want to drag this piece right here to the letter I, then click on this button to type it onto the sheet of paper. Now you just do the same thing for the rest of the words, or the rest of the letters, sorry, in the word infinity. And then once you type it out, something special is going to happen. So let's go ahead and type this out. And then click this button once you've typed out the word. We began at home, staring at the stars. So much to discover. So little time. So, you may think this is a very odd message, and yeah, it kind of is, until you remember that we have the tarot cards over here. And you may remember that some of the key words in that little message over there were that we're at home, staring up at the stars, and there's so much to discover with so little time. You guessed it. The idea here is there are going to be very specific keywords in those messages that the typewriter is going to give us, because yes, it is going to give us more than just that one message, and we have to put those keywords in the order that they appear in the message. So, for instance, in this one, like I said, the keywords are home, stars, time, in that order. Once you think you have the order correct, you can click this button right here to give it a test. And then after you send those cards into the machine, it is going to give you another word to type into the typewriter. This time the word is voyage. So let's go back over to the typewriter and type that word in. I'll speed this part up so you guys don't have to watch me manually type in every single letter in the word voyage. Once you type it in, you can click this button just like last time, and we're going to get another secret message. Countless ships bore us triumphant to a hidden temple. It was at home. You proved a shallow friend. Well, I'm sure you can figure it out this time. The keywords here are ship, temple, and home. So let's head back out, go over to the machine, and then put the cards ship, temple, and home in that order. Push the button and see what special word we get this time. This time our special word is endless. So let's go back over to the typewriter and put that in. Once again, I'll speed this up so you guys don't have to watch me physically type this out. Once you type it out, you can click this button to get ourselves another secret message. Under these alien stars, I courted only death. I am saved by Seance, my muse. And you notice it's typing something there, but we can't see what it is with the human eye. So, another thing you'll notice, there only appear to be two keywords, stars and science. Well, there is a third one, and that's death. But here's the problem. We don't have the death tarot card. However, we can fix that problem, because if you remember, it started typing something, but we couldn't see what it was typing. Well, if we put on the eyepiece, we'll see up, down, 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 up. What could this be, you might ask? Well, this is a code. So, here's what we're going to do with this code. Down here, on mobile devices, there's going to be two little buttons right here you have to push in order to open up the next compartment. But on PC, you have to rotate this clockwise to cause all the switches to flip up. And now, if you recall that there are switches that can be flipped up or down. And there's a series of instructions right here telling us what to flip up and what to flip down. So, let's go ahead and copy those instructions right in here. So, numbers 1, 2, and 4 are up, and the last one is up as well. The rest of these are down. Once you do that, the compartment's going to open, and there we go. The Death Tarot card is ours. So, now that we have this, we can go back over to the machine, add the Death Tarot card to our collection, and then we can place the Stars Tarot card, the Death card, and the Science card are all in their respective places, and then push this button to get our hands on another hidden message, or another word to get ourselves another mission. I can't speak. Get ourselves another code word to get ourselves another message. That's what I was trying to say. This time our code word is hope. But we're not going to put this into the machine just yet. What we're going to do first, you may have noticed that that one was so violent that it actually knocked the bell off its stand. So let's pick up the bell, open it up in inventory, and align the bottom half by rotating it around so that the two images match up. And then we're going to get the clapper from a bell, which can then be flipped open at the bottom end right here to form a key. And this key can be used on the side of this machine. Let's put it in and then give it a turn. As I put it in and give it a turn. And now we have a brass dial. This isn't going to help us much right now, but it will be important later. So now what we want to do is actually put this code word into the typewriter, and this is a pretty short word, so I'm not going to bother speeding this one up, but what I will tell you is that, once again, we're not going to have all the pieces to solve this puzzle, so just stick with me for a little while longer, push the button, and let's get our hands on the next message. The null graced me with time for a dozen lives' work. Now death returns to take his due. Alright, the keywords here, null, time, and death. We have two of those, but we don't have the third. So where are we going to get our hands on the third? Well, it's simple really. All we got to do is back out, head over to this glass cabinet over here, which we haven't yet explored, put this into the keyhole, and then give it a little turn. And then pull open the door. And if we go up here to this right here, we can slide this up and then open up the book. I said open up the book, and then get a decorative plate. And what can we do with this decorative plate? Well, we can go down here and put it in line with the rest of this right here, and then we have to rotate this in order to fully align it. So first let's get it so that the clouds are up on top, and then you can rotate the rest to match it all up and get our secret code word, con. What are we going to do with the code word? Well, first things first, we're going to head up here to the series of books and then pull back on this one, because it's the only one that appears out of place. And reveal a little safe right back here. Now this is where the brass dial goes. Let's put it right in here. And now is when we can actually use this to set up our code word. So let's start rotating this in a clockwise fashion until it reaches the letter K. Once it does, you can rotate it to the left to lock it into place. Then do the same thing. I went too far, so we're going to have to go all the way around. I must have said enough. If you go too far past the letter that you want, do not turn left to go backward, because that will lock whatever letter you have into place. Just keep turning it around until you get it back. So here's H. Let's flick it to the left to lock it in place. A is going to be at the very end, so we can rotate for a little. Oh, no, okay, accidentally locked into place. So you mess up, you just got to let go and then do it all again. Here's K. No, hell not. There it goes, more like we had in mind. And then, of course, the last letter, which is N, lock it into place by going to the left. And then once you are done, you can let go. And assuming you have it correct, if you have the letters correct, it will not reset, and you can just pull this handle down and then pull open the safe door like so. And inside, what are we going to get? the null tarot card. So now we can return to the center table and put the 3 keywords into the center. Put the null there, put time there, put death there, and then click the button to send them in. Well, that was certainly overdramatic. Now there's just one more thing we need before we can finish off this chapter for good, and that is head over here to this desk, pull open this drawer, and we can collect a letter. If you are here, then my travails have not been in vain. If nothing else, my promise to you gave me purpose. If I was damned for trapping you here, then now I offer you my redemption. Finally, I hold the key. The secret to this world of worlds, this place of endless places. With it you may lift the veil, peek behind the curtain. We do not have to take the path that is offered. Ominous for sure. Pick up this torn piece of an old photograph, then head over to the photograph that is missing this torn piece, put it in, put on the eyepiece, and enjoy the show. Yep, it's disturbing, alright. But it also holds the final key to finishing off this chapter for good. So, for as disturbing as it is, we're going to zoom in on this guy, read his letter. Now you see the truth of it. Time within this place works differently from without. An hour, a day, a century. Who is to say? A pity. I had to wait here to see you on your final step of the journey. Everything is in readiness. Take this. Use it to find the room. Anyway, what is he referring to when he says take this? He's referring to this watch right here. So we're going to rotate, or we're going to push the button right here to open it up, and then use our eyepiece to look inside. And he has given us an ornate key. And this ornate key is going to go in the keyhole, which we can find right here. So let's put it in and give it a turn. Well, this is odd. I wonder what this is. Let's double click on it to find out. You are to be congratulated. You escaped the curious events of the seance with all your faculties intact. And unfortunately, you're going to have to wait to find out, or wait till tomorrow to find out what happens next. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more The Room 2. Goodbye.